Playing cadenza, so now a scale. Bum bum bum, bing bum bum. Something, anything. G major scale, D major scale, trill, the end. Please. Okay, so we've all learnt a lesson from this, right? Make sure that if you don't have a cadenza, you don't only tell me, but that you tell your pianist that you don't have a cadenza. Okay, so...
Sorry, Jagna, could you go a little bit more away from piano, because I'm still scared that you will hit the piano with the flute. You were so close so many times, so only for your comfort.
Good, good. Yeah, it's a sort of strange, maybe if I come and sit over here, it's a little more comfortable for you. Okay, good. So, what do you want to show with a Mozart for an audition? What do you want to share with the audience when you're playing it for a concert? What is this movement about?
It's really like royal and rich, maybe.
And what?
Rich.
Rich, okay.
And elegant.
Elegant, okay. Do you have a story for yourself, or have you made a little opera out of this music? Because there are so many really excellent things about your playing, but I end up losing interest, because so much happens in every bar. Every bar has a wide range of dynamics, and I lose the sense of who is talking, and what is the story, where are you taking us in each phrase? We talked, were you here for yesterday's lesson on Mozart?
I think so.
Well, obviously made a very big impression. We talked about how every bar is in 4/4, but not every beat is important. And I feel there are lots and lots of beats. I see there are lots and lots of beats. You know, there are some colleagues of mine in the orchestra. Oh, I don't want to sit in an orchestra next to someone beating the time the whole time. They are not passing to the next round. So it's important lesson to learn to, if you need to feel the pulse in your foot, please do it inside your shoe so that we are not aware of it, because this is distracting. I had prime viewing position of your foot. I couldn't see your embouchure, but I could see your foot. So I think we need to think much more in terms of the longer sentences, and to, of course, we don't want to lose the micro phrasing, and I think a lot of this you're doing very well, but I don't remember at the end of the sentence how the sentence started, because so much is happening in between. So we need to think longer lines, longer phrases, staying longer in this character. So the first subject is maestro, so royal. I think it's a very good way of describing. It's outward energy. What about the second subject? Can you play me the second subject? Okay. So is this the same character as the beginning?
No.
So who is singing this? What is the contrast?
Well, not a royal.
Well, we don't have to describe it in these terms, but the maestro, so first theme is very much outward energy, maybe mezzo forte to forte kind of sound world. Second subject, maybe more inside, or maybe a little joke that you're showing. Did you see how the king has no pajamas? So it's a little sort of secret aside joke. Maybe in dynamic, it's a different step down. Maybe we're talking about the royal fat old king, and then this is a young girl joking, not taking life too seriously, and then we have this contrast or something. How do we decide which beats are important? Because I said, well, not every beat is important. So how do I know which one is important? Any ideas? No ideas. Can anyone help her? Sorry?
The
Little note is important. So when Mozart, but I don't know what edition you have, so maybe it's not written as little notes. So, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da da da. When the G becomes important, he adds a trill to it. Before then, D is important, G not so much. D, G. Because normally, he took the trouble to write this. Oh, there are no bar numbers here. You know what I mean. Normally, in classical music, the hierarchy, the most important beat is the first, the third, and the second and fourth not so important. So you could say dim bum ba bum bum, bim bum ba bum bum. When it's not that, look, that's why he writes ya da 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 ya da 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 da. Because here he wants to say, no, here the fourth beat is important, not so much the first beat. Okay? How else could we know which beats are important? We've had the small notes. We've had the hierarchy. Yes?
Harmonic dissonance.
Harmonics. So when we look in the piano part and we see there are 4 beats in the bar, 4 chords, 4 harmonies in the bar, maybe every beat is important. But if we only have 2 chords in a bar, maybe we want to emphasize that there are only 2 beats. Sometimes we have only 1. So use the piano part to help you know what is the importance. Any other ideas?
Search for the skeleton or the
Yeah?
simplify the melody.
Yeah, that's always a very good plan for creating good structure in Mozart. There are so many notes. Is every note really important? Yum yum dee da da dum ba dee da dim yum yabba dee da ba dee dum. So there we can bring out the fact that this is a little variation. But we don't need to bring out yabba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba. This is a moment, anytime there's some repetition, we can use it to vary a little bit the dynamic, the articulation maybe. Okay? Yeah, let's go back to the very beginning, I think. Important to get this structure of the first phrase. As a general rule, nothing to do with playing Mozart, but I think you breathe much too late. I think that we can be really preparing at least a half a bar before, maybe even more. My teacher Alain Marion in Paris, he used to say, draw in the energy from the space around you, like, and that takes a little time. Pa. So every breath was, for my taste, really much too late, much too short. It's part of the music. It's part of preparing the sound. The better you breathe, the better you blow. The better you blow, the better your sound. Okay? So let's just do a couple of bars before. Maestro. No. So I'm just. Okay, great. But I hear dim dum da dum dum dee dum dum dee dim dum dum. I'm exaggerating, but how do you want to shape this phrase? It needs more shaping. Where is the most important note?
I think the H. Maybe not the trill.
Ya dum dum, ya dum dum. Duke Ellington said, when they know what the next note is, we don't have to play it. So, dee dum dum. The dominant dee dum tonic. Yum bum ba bum bum dee dum. We don't need a trampoline to get to the top. D dum ba bum 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 bum. But I wonder whether the G needs to be quite so short in the beginning. Boom bum ba bum 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 bum. Can we try?
2 bars, yeah.
Yes. But you breathe in the last 8th note. I saw it.
No. It's for my nose. So.
But something happens on the last 8th note, which means that the first G you move before. Ba. Think of releasing that note. One more time. Breathing through your nose is good. Why? Da. Why? Ba. Bum. Ba bum. Ba. Ba. Boom. Yeah. Don't worry about the D. That will take. D is a very resonant note on the flute. It doesn't need any help. The G needs a bit of help. Bum bum ba bum bum. You see, that sounds now imbalanced. I could use even a little bit more on the G. Bum bum ba bum. Imagine there was a spread chord before it. Bum bum ba bum. Bum ba bum. Good. Get excited? I'm repeating from this morning. Instead of breathing halfway through your answer, why don't you breathe after the question? Sorry. Oh, we got no bar numbers. Dia da da dia da da dia da da di. Can we go from this bar starting F sharp E? Maybe didn't we? Listen, breath. breathe. You've had 2.5 bars and you breathe in the last 8. Never do that again. No, so really, and places like that, of course we need to remind ourselves. So I would really mark it in to remind you to breathe in time. Good, this was another place where I think this small note is important. So not too shy with the ending of that phrase. Maybe we can just start from yobby dobby 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 dobby. Okay. So I'm missing a lot of clarity of the repeated note, for example, here. Yobby dobby dobby dum 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 doi 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 dum doi 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 dum. Can you just give me the scale from the A, B, C, D? Yeah. one more time. Yum, bum, bum. Let's get that sounding as beautiful and sparkly and bouncy as you can. Boom. Okay, can you play it once legato? And now separate. So no cracked notes. So what was the difference? Magic. That's why they pay me so much. Magic. No, the difference is in you. You're now blowing through the staccato. And I think that's part of why everything is sounding a little bit chopped up, because you're not actually blowing. So my first homework to you, I won't make you do it in front of everyone, but your first homework is to play everything legato, to connect to the air. You're not connecting. And that's how we make our sound. So it's like you're playing, like a violinist playing using this much bow. Not that I want it louder, because you can play with this much bow very softly, if you just put very little pressure. But I need to feel the connection that every articulation has got air behind it. So let's do one more time, legato. Fabulous. Staccato. No, less fabulous. It was better before. Yes. Yobby dobby 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 dobby. I've lost the connection to the scale of A to A. So remember that in classical and Baroque, almost every slur is some kind of release of the sound. I don't mean diminuendo, maybe I mean diminuendo sometimes, but... Oh, sorry, that sounds horrible. I'm exaggerating, but... You hear the difference? Then I don't understand anymore if I play too sostenuto. Can you show me the different way? Let's do one version sostenuto. Good. And now a little bit softer, a little bit shorter second note. But still keep the connection of the first. Okay, good. This is a bit exaggerated, but good to practice it. Exaggerated. Ease back a little bit. Halfway in that direction is enough. Just one bar before is enough. Be already breathing. So yesterday we talked about this is the top of the mountain, the G. What? Pardon me? The flute will do the work. Don't push. I would suggest, oops. It's only one option, eh? I mean.
I worked wrong yesterday.
Oh, okay. Let's do. Actually, we need to go back a little bit earlier so she can breathe better because you forgot to breathe early. Okay, so this kind of thing I don't understand. Where is that going?
To the F.
Okay, we can crescendo to it, or we can diminuendo to it. I would like you to try for today to do diminuendo, but through the whole bar. So we avoid the crescendo and then diminuendo. It's a little bit teasing or something. I want to talk about just one other little note. Dobby, 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 dee dum bum. Oh, I don't know what notes I'm singing. God. This is not new information. The second beat is not important. Why is this fourth beat a small note?
It's the same as earlier.
Which means? What do you mean, same as earlier?
No, I don't know.
What does it mean when a composer writes this small note? It means that one's important. Yeah? So all he's saying is, in this case, because the fourth beat is anyway not important, we have this hierarchy in classical beats of 1, 3, and then 2 and 4 are least important. He's saying here the fourth beat is not completely unimportant. That's all. He's just saying don't diminuendo too soon. This is the second climb. So if you breathe here, which probably we all have to do, make sure that the G sounds important before we go on. In this one bar, this last bar, I mean, we could do the other way around. But it's, could we just play the harmony of oh, sorry. It's quite a strange inversion and harmony that we're expecting there. And if you stay softly, again, he's giving a trill to the fourth beat, saying this is not unimportant. Then we're, panic over, we're back in D major. Okay? So I think if we dare to stay piano a little bit longer, then we can open out this phrase to something like mezzo forte. So the small chap, that's the appoggiatura. The B is adding spice. Make sure that we can hear it clearly from the last B before it. Fourth beat not unimportant, not too automatic, going from the first to the second eighth of the next bar. I would love to hear this bigger section. Let's go back to second subject. Bum, yum, yum, da, 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 da. If I heard you on your own, I would hear upbeat to here. It's dum bum bum. Second beat is not important. Dum bum bum. Rhythmic here. Da 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 da, da melody. Still the second beat, for my taste, the second beats sound too new. They are not new, it's the same harmony. I'm going to cross this out. You still have to play it, but it's not important. Yum bum bum. Just say dum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Say it. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. La la la. La la la. La la la. Dum dum dum. Da da dee da 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 dum ding. Breathe nice and early. D major. Okay, good. So this is a very clear sequence, right? We talked about yesterday that being one gesture, so I think it's a pity to breathe. I think you don't need it also. Oh, sorry. So this is maybe an echo or piano or something. Now, I was asked in the break, why is this bar, why it's written as a small note, which I've said a few times is the important note. Why here it's not the important note?
Because the scale from A to A.
The scale, right, exactly. So the scale is A to A. In Mozart's time, there didn't exist a notation for the small note with a line through it. But I think he just assumed that that we would understand that the scale is like the first time, is going from A to A. The first time we had the third above it. Remember, we did a little diminuendo. We talked about yesterday not giving too much importance to the second bar. Of course it's going to the second bar, but Mozart's done all the hard work for us. So in this case, with the scale going up, it's just because the scale is from A to A. If you think about it, it would have been much easier for him to write this as 16th notes. So he had to have wanted something different to go to the trouble of writing it so differently. So I always used to sort of hesitate. Oh, should I, shouldn't I, until the first rehearsal when I did it the first time with orchestra without conductor, and the orchestra was completely lost. They had no idea where my beat was. So I think, okay, now I know it has to go from the A to the A. It's clear that this is the main voice. So I understand if you've hesitated and thought, yeah, but why is it written like that? Because I was in doubt for a long time. Playing it with orchestra made it very clear to me instantly. Okay, so late and before the beat. Where is a good place to start? Should we start from the second scale?
Yep.
One bar before? Yep. This sounds exactly the same. Sounds exactly the same. You heard that in first one? Thank you. second bar, you're saying something for the second time. You're saying something for the second time. You're saying something for the second time. You cannot say it in the same way. I don't care if you do it more sostenuto, più leggero, più forte, più piano. But something has to be different. Otherwise you're just saying it again. And you had 3 whole bars and 1.5 beats to breathe. And where did you breathe? Da, da, da. So again, it's a place just to remind yourself. Oh, it's not. Shall we go from this tutti we just passed? This B, the harmony underneath, is not what we expect. Could you just play us, please, from the second bar? Just the accompaniment. No, so just with just so we hear the harmony.
Yeah.
Huh? I thought. No. Huh? So it's a surprise. So this is like you're throwing a question mark to the audience, and then you give the answer. Again, not what we're expecting. Yeah? So this is a moment of what's going on? Question mark throwing to the audience. So that means that the silence, look, he took the trouble to write an 8th note rest here. That has to mean something. It means clear the air, make them think about, oh, why did that just happen? And then you play the next phrase, oh, again, why did that just happen? Oh, don't worry, we're going to D major, no problem. Okay? Same place. We're going to add a little break. Maybe 1 beat, maybe half beat. Just so that we understand that we have time to reflect. This silence is very important, very active breath, rest. We do it one more time. My teacher, William Bennett, used to say, oh, I love you if you love me. So it's not, I love you, you love me. Oh, I love you, if you love. So the upbeat is important. Yeah? Yum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Breathe. I'm not saying we have this break and then go on, but just to remind you why would he write this rest? I think it's very important that we have that feeling of, oh, that was not what I was expecting. And then with the next phrase, and then again, that little moment. So of course in tempo, but with the feeling that this silence is very important. Let's leave it like that. Now, just to finish, I just want to talk about this very last trill, because this trill is not our favorite trill on the flute. Can you show me in slow motion? E to F sharp. see, it's very out of tune, isn't it? So, one more time. It's not your fault. Please be proud that it's out of... not that out of tune. Yeah. So, not a great trill. But, I remember hearing in a masterclass... Do you know the traverso player Martin Roth? Martin Roth. Wonderful traverso player. Lives in Amsterdam, and I was in a masterclass. I invited him to my flute course and to give a masterclass on Bach, sons and papa and everything. Yes, okay. And he said, a trill is not about two notes. What? A trill is not about, of course it's about two notes. He said, no, it's a decoration of one note. Oh, that makes it more interesting, playing this trill. Because of course, if we try and play two equal notes, but if we think about the E, thinking only of focusing on the E, you will not notice so much that the F sharp is so out of tune. The other thing we can do is we emphasize the beginning, we're adding spice, the upper second, thinking, it's not really, but something like the first half of the bar diminuendo, second half of the bar crescendo. This will also help disguise the fact that this is not a great trill on the flute. Please don't use that horrible one. Then both notes sound awful. You know that a lot of French players use this because it's from the same as I think it's Forêt Fantasy. There's this E to F sharp, and a lot of French flute players play this. But they both sound, the main note sounds awful and the decoration sounds awful. So I think play the true fingering, diminish a little bit to the half bar, crescendo a little bit to the end, and keep your focus on the E, your good E, because the E is the right pitch. And then we don't give so much focus to the F sharp. Yeah? So if I might take the liberty to just... And then it's about the E. Yeah? Good. How many Mozarts have we had now? 3? 5 to go. So, if you have any more questions about Mozart, then I'm sure that they will be covered in the next lessons. I'm trying to give a little bit of different focus to each time. So thank you very much, Jagna.